Hi guys, so far that we are well. I believe that I'm audible. So today I want us to have a candid conversation, of course, about preparing for your exams. So as we wait for the rest to join, these are what I have for us. Moment here. Great. I know right now you guys you're preparing for your exams. And today's conversation, I want us to have a very candid conversation, of course, about an area that probably a lot of people have literally neglected a lot. So I'll have conversation on three items. Number one is all about, of course, the ATD students. Understand that a lot of we don't have a lot of resources for ATD out there as we have for CPA. And accounting technician diploma, these are computer-based paper, meaning that many a times or all the times whenever you're doing exams, you'll be required, of course, to do it via your computers. And literally, there are multiple choices. It is so sad that majority of the students, they might end up getting to know about this paper when they are doing the exams. All through their preparation, probably they have never, of course, interacted with the papers and see how these papers are being tested or are being designed. That is so unfortunate, yeah, whereby you just enter a class and that's the point whereby you get to know or you enter an exam and that's the point where you get to know that these papers are literally talk about these papers are literally computer based, see, or these papers are literally multiple choices. So do I want us to have a discussion on that and guide us on how these papers are always tested? One would be like, Molemu, now I'm doing financial accounting, say, how can I have financial accounting or how can I have business mathematics as a computer based? See, so see this how multiple choices, of course, looks like. More so when you are talking about, of course, those students, of course, who are doing these papers. So I'm sharing with us a document here. These are past paper for the same, and I'm going to share April 2025 financial accounting paper. I'm going to share April 2025. This is ATD2. This is ATD2. ATD2, April 2025. ATD2, April 2025. So this is financial accounting. So you'll wonder like, how do they test financial accounting as a multiple choice? How they test financial accounting as a multiple choice paper? See, so these are what we have. Where in this context, you'll find that financial accounting, ATD level 2, and this is April 2025, multiple choice. You'll wonder like, other than the theory, how would they test computation as a multiple choice? See the computation part. Like all of these majority are literally computation from here. A company statement profit or loss for the year ended at 1st December showed a net profit of 8.6. If it was later found that 1.8 paid for the purchase of motor vehicle 1 had been debited to the motor vehicle expenses account, it is the company policy to depreciate motor vehicle per year on the straight line basis. See, with a full year's depreciation, what will be the net profit for B after adjusting this error? See, remember like one of the trickiest part or the slippery part of multiple choice papers are you must be very accurate. See, you don't have marks for working. Like whatever that you've been doing where we are having marks for workings, you'll find that in this context, whenever you're dealing with a multiple choice, you don't have marks for what? Marks for working. And that is what makes, of course, this paper to be somehow slippery. The reason why probably you'll find that some majority of the students nowadays passing ATD is somehow a challenge. It is not that this paper is hard. No, you'll find that previously, at least you are getting some marks when it comes to the workings. But in this context, for multiple choice, you won't get even these marks for workings because whatever choice that you select, it must be the choice that the system has, so that it will automatically pick what you've selected. See? So this is one of the reason why whenever you're preparing for ATD paper, you must be very thorough. You must be very thorough. So you'll find that assuming another case, maybe, look at this case. This was question number 21, where you were given a statement plus additional information in the multiple choice. See, then you're required, of course, to answer the questions. Like in our case, you're told to answer question number 21 all the way to question number 30 using one statement. So you'll find that in that event, the moment you slip aside a bit, it will be very hard for you to get the whole marks. Why? Because you must be very accurate to the point that you're giving. See, so these are multiple choice questions. And at this point, what I've done, I've realized that majority of the ATD students, actually, they normally tend to have a lot of difficulties when it comes to matters of what? When it comes to matters to do with accessing the resources. So what I've done, I've opened a certain group here for basically only ATD students. I've opened a group here basically for ATD students, East Africa. So let me share this link with us on the chat button here. If at all you are doing ATD or you know someone who is doing ATD, kindly invite them to join this group. I'll really help them more so when it comes to, for those who are preparing, of course, for August exams, and still you feel like you're not yet prepared enough. You're not yet prepared enough. This link, of course, will, or rather, whatever that you're going to do for this period that has remained, you'll find that it will help you a lot. Yeah, it will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. So there's that link that I've shared in the chat button for those who are doing ATD. I'm very specific for those who are doing ATD, or you know someone who is doing ATD, or you know someone who is doing ATD. There's that link that I've literally shared on the chat button there, which you can use the link, of course, to join the group. I'll be sharing resources on the same, and also I'll be guiding you on how to go about handling such papers, whereby for multiple choice. So I've shared the link on the chat. You can just check it out. And in that case, or if you know someone who is doing ATD, I want to help them so that they can be passing this paper. I know it has become a challenge in terms of the resources and in terms of being guided on how to go about it. Yeah, they have really been neglected. We've always focused on CPA a lot, but this time around, of course, we are also with you guys. So if at all you know someone who is doing ATD, or probably yourself, you're doing ATD, then that is a group for you. Join that group, and of course, we'll be sharing a lot of resources, we'll be sharing a lot of guidance when it comes to matters to do with, of course, preparing for these August exams. See? Then the same will apply, of course, with the majority of the papers for ATD. They are purely computer-based. And as I've said, at times handling a multiple choice, it might prove to be somehow a challenge, even compared to what you normally tend to do with the written papers. So that is very key to note. Yeah. The other part is about the latecomers. Yeah. the latecomers. Of course, you can leave a comment. You can leave a comment on the comment section there. This is for the latecomers. Those who normally believe that within 1 month, they can literally prepare and do the exams and go to the exams. And by the majority of them, they normally tend to pass. The reason is because at this point, they're dealing with pressure. Yeah, a lot of pressure. They are very anxious. So the question would be, what is the best way that you can prepare with this limited time available? How will you prepare for these exams clearly with this limited time available? Of course, Mwalimu would give us a tip here. Probably you're doing 5 papers, you're doing 3 papers. And by the way, your registration deadline for exams is on 18th. Your registration deadline for exams is on 18th. So make sure that at least you book for that exams, yeah? So that you should not be left behind. Your registration deadline for exams is on 18th. So at this point, we are looking at 1 month remaining. The best way to prepare for these exams, how would you go about it? Of course, I've always shared with us most of the times, but again, I'm also going to share with us again here. You find that you feel you've not prepared enough. If you look at this syllabus, as they say, it's like a Mount Kenya, right? It's like something so huge that you're not sure how soon are you going to prepare for everything and go to that exams. So this is a secret. Assuming you want to study right now. Of course, if at all you're doing 3 papers, it is very possible for you to still pass the 3 papers because anxiety and pressure will help you a lot. Anxiety and pressure will help you a lot. So how do we go about this case? The first step is that you must be prepared for whatever that has been covered. Other than the revisions that we are going to have, it is also important for you to prepare through the course work that has literally been done through the semester. Because as I mentioned earlier on, you find that nowadays the mode of testing these papers has literally changed completely. It is not the way they were being tested before. But if at all you can check that format and the way they are changing these papers, it has literally changed a lot. It is not like before. So you need to have a very good strategy for you to prepare for these papers. You really need to have a very good strategy for you to prepare, of course, for these papers. So this is what I want us to do. Okay? We have the classes for the coursework and we have the revision. I'm talking for these students who I'm assuming today they want to start studying today. They have not been studying all through the semester, and it is only today that they have realized that exams, it is in 1 month. Yeah, I'm new at these students. It is only today that they have realized exams, it is in 1 month. So I'm talking to these students. For those who have been in class, and yet you are like, I'm going to study towards the last month. So this is a secret for us. Okay? This is a secret that Mwalimu wants to share with us. Number 1, make sure that you have a summary of theories, question and answers. Why? more so, I'm talking of our computation part. The theory Q&A will help us to gauge and understand how these questions are being tested. Because ideally, most of the time, we find that for theory parts in computation, they'll always tend to repeat. There's always that aspect of repetition. Repetition in a sense that you get a theory paper, getting a theory paper, in this case, you'll find that the questions many a times will always be recycled. So if at all you can get a question bank for theory, question and answers only, it will help you a lot to prepare for that. When it comes to computation, it depends with a statement paper or quantitative papers. For statement papers, of course, the secret is always a matter of us understanding the format of presentation, how our data is being presented, or the format that you normally tend to use in preparing our set. If you check income statement, if you check SFP, if you check cash flows, if you check maybe you're doing consolidation, if you check maybe you're doing, of course, reorganization, you'll find that many times these structures will always be the same. So the secret is we master the structures. We master the structures. That will help us a lot. Remember, I'm drawing these students who they are now at a position whereby they are saying, it is when I want to start studying. And remember, we're looking at only 1 month remaining. So these are the students I'm talking with them. The secret techniques that they should apply or that you can apply for you to pass this paper. So make sure that you're very good when it comes to, of course, the aspect of the formats of presentation. When it comes to quantitative papers, I'm talking about papers like FM, I'm talking about papers like QA, I'm talking about papers like MA, I'm talking about papers like Advanced Management Accounting. What is the secret here that will help us a lot? Other than the theory that I've talked about, there is other part which we are talking about the formulas. See, I understand there are so many, right? But trust you me, they'll help you a lot. So, for example, maybe you're asked a question where you're required, say, to prepare or to work out EOQ, economic order quantity, and you just want to start working it out directly without knowing that there is a point when it comes to whatever that you're going to have, the formula. The formula will give us a point. And guys, you can contribute on the chat button there. See, anything that you want to ask, maybe you feel like Mwalimu should touch on something here and there. I've opened the chat area there. You can comment on the chat session there. And of course, I'll be here to guide you accordingly. So we are talking about, of course, the quantitative papers, yeah? The formulas are very important to you. They'll help you a lot because as Molimo was saying, say, for example, you ask a question for economic order quantity. For economic order quantity, the secret would be, give me the formula. In this case, as a marker, I'll know very well that this person knows what he or she is doing. Because, yeah, you've given me the formula, okay, EOQ, probably I'm talking about 2DCO over HC. Already, you are creating an impression to me as a marker that, this person knows what he's doing. Come and break down, of course, the formula that you've listed there. You're going to get a mark. However, how the question might be complicated, but there's a mark that you're going to earn by that presentation. See? And no one should lie to you that it reaches a point whereby the marks are always reduced to be below 50%. No. Pass mark will never be reduced. Pass mark will always be 50%. That's how it has always been. Pass mark will always be 50%. It has never been reduced and it will not be reduced. So the best way to do this is to always make sure that you do what? That you prepare, of course, accordingly, in a sense that you just come into aspect of making sure that you have your points, in this case, formulas taken care of. You have, of course, being written there, and if possible, make sure that the formulas are broken down. It will help us a lot, a lot, a lot. So that is, of course, another key element or another secret that Mwalimu is sharing with us today. That will help us a lot. Of course, the other segment that you can also be very good at, where we're saying that you should be able to prepare as well, is, of course, the component of theories. Have you asked yourself, why is it that majority of the students nowadays, theory is a bit of a challenge? It's not like theory is somehow tough, no. It is because of how they present their data. Because theory in this theory is this, yeah? You don't need to answer theories in terms of paragraph. I've always insisted on this, that anytime you want to answer a theory paper clearly, kindly don't answer this part in terms of paragraph. But what you need to consider, of course, will be for you to answer this concept on pointer forms. It will really help you a lot, considering that this is a paper that you're having. If at all you want to start giving solutions in paragraph, you'll be messing big time. So the secret will always be, if at all you're given a theory paper or any theory that you're handling, always try to make sure that you're giving your answer on point forms. I think I've always shared with you this a lot. It's not the first time. I've shared with you how to go about answering the theory. So always aspire to answer the theory in pointer forms. Of course, I'll check the video link, then I'll share, of course, at this point. As I've said, if you have any question, kindly, you can engage with Mwalimu on the chat here. This is the best time that you can have. You don't have any other time to, of course, ask that question than this time. Because these points, I know, they'll really help you a lot as you prepare for this 1 month that has remained, yeah? Now comes to what can we do, Mwalimu, then, that you shared with us all these tips. I'm this person whom we've been talking about is when I want to start my study. How will I go about preparing for this 1 month? This is what we offer. I know majority of you, of course, you already have our platform. And what we are giving, again, the same, the way we've been giving you guys, this is the case. If at all you have this platform of ours, which is app.mdarasa.com, for those probably who are getting it for the first time, this is what we have for you. Let me share with you so that you can be able to know, even with this little time, how will you go about it, okay? How will you go about it? So in our platform, in this case, of course, that is app.mdarasa.com. For those who have not created your account, just come and search, of course, app.mdarasa.com. See, for those who have not created your account, of course, you'll be given an option or a prompt to create an account and create your account therein. So in this case, you're doing, say, CPA. Of course, we have several courses that we do offer. And the platform is very user-friendly. Say you're doing CPA, just come and search CPA. Click Get Started, start learning at this point. See? We have coursework. Coursework entails what we've been doing all through the semester. Say, for example, if at all I open, say, financial management, you'll be able to get access to whatever that we've been doing through this semester. Like where we are sitting today, we are in lesson 19. So all this content, you're going to access them for this May, August semester. My focus today was on revisions. See, so when you go to your CPA, get started, we have an area of start learning. we have coursework and you have revisions. So you come to revisions. Under revisions, you'll get these courses, or you're going to get this content that has already been prepared specifically for August exams sitting. Specifically for August exams sittings, which you're going to get access to this content here. See, whereby if at all you want FM, if at all you want, of course, a May, if at all you want a FAR, if at all you want leadership, all the documents or all the content are literally prepared here. As I've said, for those who want the coursework, still the same. You come to that point. And the most beautiful part is, say, for example, maybe I'm studying this topic number 18. Say, you can literally download the content to watch offline. The moment you click download, you see, it will tell us the progress of how your document is, or rather of how your video is downloading. So that in the event that even if you don't have any internet, you can still watch the class and you can still learn on the same concept. That's the most beautiful part and the unique feature with our application. You can get it on Play Store, or simply you can literally download it on your PC to have it as an application on your PC. So you find that these revisions are literally curated to help us with these exams that is coming in August 1 month. In these exams that is coming in August, that is of course next month. They will help us a lot because whatever that you've done, we prepared majority of the questions specifically covering the basic areas and specifically looking at what we think might be tested in these exams. So make sure you check it out. And I know with these few tips, it's going to make a lot of difference. It's going to make a lot of difference. As I mentioned when I started, ATD students are neglected, and I've created a group for ATD students. I've literally shared the link there on the comment section. You check it out. If at all you're doing ATD or you know anyone who is doing ATD, kindly make sure that they have joined that group. They are going to be helped a lot. For the rest as well, we also have other groups for all other courses for CPA. So make sure you just get in touch, and I believe you're going to be helped. So I hope the session has been helpful. So you guys, make sure you prepare smart. The Mwalimu was guided. In the event that you need our revision content in terms of the videos, in terms of if at all you want to join the classes, our number has always been 0708068851. Be sure we'll help you to prepare within this 1 month. To that point, thank you so much. And of course, I hope to engage with you guys in our classes as we proceed.